So while we're talking about Bernie Sanders, yesterday, several hundreds of delegates left the auditorium area and occupied essentially one of the media tents, and did so, I think, this is after the vote, did so basically to register their issue with Clinton being the nominee. I think also included in that was a sense that they're not being listened to. I don't know. I think there's it's a hard case to make to a certain extent in my mind, but I also think it's very effective to continue to have a sense within the Democratic Party like that people want more and that this is growing. And as we were talking about with Jane Klebb, the activists are on the inside now. And I also think, frankly, it was also very a smart move to have that protest outside of the hall so that it wasn't something that disrupted what was going on inside the hall. But here is Bernie Sanders addressing some of his supporters who about the issue of booing Hillary Clinton. Bernie Sanders has moved on. He is in the next phase of the movement, which involves, in the short term, beating Donald Trump. Here's what he had to say.
In my view, our immediate task, what we must do or forever look back in regret, is defeat Donald Trump and elect Hillary Clinton. In my view, it's easy. It is easy to boo, but it is harder to look your kids in the face who would be living under a Donald Trump presidency. Trump is the worst candidate for president in the modern history of this country.
Yeah, I mean, could it be any more simple than that? And again, you mentioned earlier evoking the sort of the reptilian brain of the reptilian parent brain or something like that. I think you said Michelle Obama did that.
Yes, exactly.
Very effective. I thought he was hitting the same theme. Like, and in some ways, I don't want to delegitimize. I think there are still real disagreements about things like fracking, things like foreign policy. Terry McAuliffe certainly didn't help on TPP. But, you know, to the extent to which it does have to do with perceived social slighting, that's a good point. You know, like you're pissed off at this convention and you don't like these Hillary people and you're going to actually let that anger lead you to a point where you look your kids in the face and Donald Trump's been elected president.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, I mean, I think there's value in retaining some of that energy, but you know, at the end of the day, like this is bigger than that, and you know, it's there are times where you're just not going to get what you want. You're just not going to get the respect from your own supposed allies that you want and probably deserve, frankly. And it's, you know, it's hard for, I think, people, and this is, you know, there's analogs to this that I feel like, you know, we've talked about, and I've talked about on radio for years, where, you know, there's always this debate, evil or incompetent. And there's a lot of times where I've had conversations with people where they're like, I just don't understand strategically, like why, if you were the establishment of the Democratic Party or whoever the they is, why would you treat Bernie supporters in this instance? Why would you treat them with such disdain You want them to join you.
Right.
And the only answer I have for that is, some people suck.
It's the same
And
party
some people are just not.
establishment that thought
but
that Debbie Wasserman Schultz should be the head of it.
Some people suck. Some people are just incompetent. There's a whole set of reasons why people don't do what is in their best interests.
Right.
And just because they're not does not mean it is an obvious choice for you to blow everything up. I mean, look, this is also like an issue that we have with the Republicans to a certain extent. Like, they'll do stuff that doesn't make any sense. Well, you just got to make the best of it. Sometimes it comes to our benefit. I mean, it's a good thing the Republicans could not take yes for an answer when it came to negotiating with Obama, because we would have a lot worse policies in this country.
Do you think also, Sam, that there's a historical perspective that you could provide, just even relative to because when I was listening to you talking with Jane, and you said it at the beginning. Now, activist. Now she's the head of Democratic Party in Nebraska, right? So, did some of these people also just lacking You've already seen this happen to some extent, like the blogosphere, whatever, Netroots or whatever were a pretty marginal insurgent thing. And then that became an event that you couldn't miss. And people started, influencing the platform. It occurs to me that, we'll have sound from the 9 mothers up there. A year ago, we were talking about how everybody was handling Black Lives poorly, including Bernie. And now even at a Hillary convention, it's given a primetime slot without any sort of shading of it. It isn't paired up with the mothers of police. It's we're going to just take the time for this specific issue.
Hello, you. I'm Sam Seder. Looking for smart progressive talk that is occasionally amusing? Well, subscribe to our YouTube feed. Subscribe to our podcast. Like us on Facebook. And just generally enjoy us.